have this little pile of stuff on my desk that's like, okay, these are the things that still have to get done today. And it's gotten to be a little bit bigger of a pile that keeps falling over. Hello, Ethel. Happy birthday, friend. Happy birthday. Hey, shh. Shh. Nobody was talking to you, Bo. Nobody was talking to Bo. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. I realized that there was no post today. I don't know why. The post saying today 4:30 it didn't go, and so I apologize for that. I don't know what happened there. Hello, Jem. Hello, everyone. I don't know exactly what happened with that, but I apologize for any confusion if you thought I wasn't coming. I may or may not be able to come next Monday. I'm going to be in Cleveland. I'm excited to go. I haven't been back to Cleveland in many years, and so I'm looking forward to that. So I am working through the day in Cleveland on Monday, so I don't know exactly what that schedule is going to look like, if I'll be able to get on here at 4:30, but fingers crossed. I will put the post out. It is currently scheduled to go out. I'm not really sure why today didn't go. But just double check before if you come on and I'm not here, you'll know why, and I'll try to put something that says I'm still working, I can't get to you, and that I hate to do, but I'm excited to go. So there's that. I do want to start with an animal spirit card. I don't know about how you all are doing. I have this feeling of heaviness. I know we're past the full moon. We're in that time where the energy is coming down, and it is this time of reevaluation, this time of understanding what is going on with you, and like what things are you completing in this cycle. Are the things that you're working on completable in this cycle? Let me see if I can turn this light on. Maybe it's better. And understanding, like, is that better? Maybe that's a little better. And understanding, for you to be able to reach whatever your intended goal was for the month, for this moon cycle. And if you didn't take a look around, because I know I wasn't, we weren't together when we came to the full moon, to really take that look around and say, okay, well, what was my plan this time around, this moon cycle? What was I hoping to get done, and did I do it? So I know I still have 2 things that I want to get done by the end of this moon cycle, so I can kind of clear off for the next big project, which I'm excited to be working on. And so there's, this is a time that is about self-reflection, but it's also about self-indulgence. This time is about, and I don't mean selfish, I don't mean, bonbons. I'm not talking about that with self-indulgence. I'm talking about, this is a time of really allowing yourself to percolate. This is a time of allowing and we've talked about this before, your heart's desire, your truest, deepest wants to come up, to bubble up, to percolate up, and to be part of your life, to be part of your existence. What is the thing that you've always wanted to do, and maybe you continued to say, oh, I could never really see that happening, or I don't believe that I could do that, or what is it that you've been holding on to that maybe you haven't put the energy behind because you weren't. A lot of times we don't put the energy behind something when we're not sure we can carry it to the finish line, right? Why try if we are not sure that we can do it, right? And so a lot of times we hold ourselves back, and we don't even risk or go forward because we're not assured of the outcome. And this time of the year, and it's not so much this time of the year, but when I say this time of the year, I'm not meaning like June. I mean, where we are in the astrological chart with where the planets are coming down from that full moon, and at the same time, we're 9 days from solstice. So when we have solstice, we are coming into that time of rest and rejuvenation. That time of summer is a time of play, right? But summer is also, when we get cross into solstice, there's also this time of saying goodbye to the light. And so this is a time when we rest more in the summer because the days are going to start to get shorter. And so people would go to sleep earlier before electricity and all those things, but they would be very productive. They would wake up in the day, but they would have to be very strategic about what do we need to get done in the day because we are going to have shorter daylight. And so this is a time for us too to be strategic as we are moving towards solstice, as we are going to be preparing to say thank you to the light and goodbye to the light as the days are getting shorter. We're reminded that this is a time for us to be self-indulgent. And again, I'm not talking about bonbons. I'm not talking about, expensive things or throwing your finances into a tizzy because you went shopping or, anything like that. But I am talking about really tuning in inside to what is it I want? What is it that I've always wanted? What is it I've always dreamed of? Now, that could be a bucket list trip. That could be a shopping spree. But we plan for those things. We don't just say, I'm just going to blow all my paycheck and not pay my rent. That's not what I'm saying. But it is about coming to identify what is it. Because as we come to this time where it's going to be darker earlier, that... and it's not like, again, we talk all the time about energy being a switch, right? We don't just turn on and off like a switch. So when we are, when we're coming into this time, we get into solstice, it's not going to just be like, bam, light goes up, okay? We're going to see the days start to get shorter. And if you've been noticing the days getting longer, it's light out until, 8 o'clock, which is so lovely. But we're going to start to see the days get shorter, which gives us, really in our industrialized society, gives us two choices, right? We can stay inside and Netflix and catch up on movies and, indulge ourselves that way. And, that's not a bad thing. Or we can also take that time, that rest, that cocooning, that time where we are inside because the weather may be getting colder and, again, it's being darker. Allowing ourselves to come inside and really connect. We connect with our family, hopefully in a good way, but connect with ourselves where we are being connected to that heart, that thing that is really like, what is it I want to contribute and create in the world? Now, if you are, for those of you asking for messages, we do the collective information, we'll do a collective card reading, and then we'll do individual messages. So hang in there with me. But we talked at the beginning of this year, we talked at the end of last year, coming into the 23 year, we talked about that 23 was the year about me, right? Not me, but for us to be able to say 23 is the year about me, about ourselves. To say, what is it we want to create in this 23 year? What do we want to cultivate? What do we want to bring into the universe in 2023? And so how are we connecting? How are we cultivating? What are we creating? And I mean, you could create a cake, you could create a poem, you could create a garden, you could create a pot holder, you could just create a smile on someone else's face. It does not have to be big, but it is about finding what is inside of you that is wanting to come out, that is wanting to be birthed, that is wanting to be cultivated. And so we have had these 3 C's that we've been talking about all year, right? Creating, cultivating, and connecting. What do we want to create and cultivate in the world? And how do we want to connect with each other? How do we want to show up in the world? So this is that time for us to say, because it feels heavy that we are in that waning from the full moon time, but there's a lot of big planets that were moving, and now they've moved from one sign to the next. We had Saturn move, we had Jupiter move, we had Pluto's not moving. We had Saturn move, we had Jupiter move, we had something else. I think Uranus also had a planetary shift. So they're moving through the signs of the zodiac. That is not in a timeline that is connected with the moon cycles. It's in its own thing. But we've had these big players, Saturn and Venus and Uranus. These are big. Jupiter. Jupiter. Big, big, heavy planets that move a lot of energy and that can create a lot of shifting in how we feel and how we show up in the world. And so if you're feeling heaviness, just know that heavy planets have moved into a new sign and they're parked there because now they're going to be there for a while. So these planets that are further away from us, they have a big ellipse, a big orbit, and then once they get into that sign, they're going to sit there for a while. So we are feeling this time of change and transformation. So as we're coming into the solstice, if you're feeling a little heavy, it's okay. It's normal. You're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. And now, if you're feeling like it might be health related, please definitely check with a doctor. But understand that it's the universe and the alignment of the planets is trying to. Okay, I don't want this to go in a gross kind of way, but I have 2 kids. My kids are in their 20s now. But I remember very clearly when it was time to give birth, there was a heaviness in my body. Hello, Ellie. Saturn in Pisces. Ellie, who knows way more about astrology, says Saturn in Pisces is very too much energy. Agreed. Okay, so when it was time for me to give birth to my kids, I felt this heaviness in my body. You could feel, you talk to an expectant mother and they'll say, oh, did the baby drop? And you feel this heaviness as the baby sinks into that birth canal. And you feel this heaviness as this thing is wanting to come out of you. Now, I'm not saying that's how you may be feeling, because I'm kind of feeling that up and through here, right? Where this thing is this heaviness that's trying to be birthed out from the heart through the throat, out to a place of expression. But it's that same feeling. I don't know if this makes sense, but it's sort of that same feeling. It just feels like it's upside down. Right? So I felt that heaviness when my kids were coming in. It was like, oh, this is trying to come out of me. And I feel like that, but coming upwards, right? So it's the same kind of a feeling. It's just in reverse. We're feeling this. A lot of us are feeling this time of out with the old, in with the new. Absolutely, Melissa. And this is, and it's not necessarily about throwing out, cleaning out, though I did just move my son out of his apartment back to the house for a week or so while his new apartment is being ready, and boy, did we out with some old stuff. But it doesn't have to be either or. So it doesn't have to be out with the old and in with the new. We do need to make space, but sometimes we make space by clearing things out, right? If you want to recondo all that stuff, knock stuff out. But sometimes we make space by expanding. And that's what I'm talking about. We don't have to make space by removing other things. We can make space by expanding. We expand our heart. We expand our consciousness. We expand our mind. We expand our ability to express. We expand what we're expressing and why we're expressing and where is it coming from. And we are expanding the reach of who we are connecting with and why. So it doesn't necessarily have to be out with something in order to welcome something. I know some people, I have a friend, when we lived in Los Angeles, their house was so tiny and so cozy and adorable, but they literally had a rule that if you were going to buy something and bring it into the household, like aside from groceries, that something else had to go. Because they honestly had no space, and the house literally used every micro space. It was so smartly done for such a tiny little house, so warm and cozy, like a little tree house. But we want to consider, how are we? Are we out with the old and in with the new? Or are we, maybe there's things that do need to go, or maybe things we're not ready to let go of, but is there a place that we are expanding? Absolutely. Out with the old ideas and thoughts? Absolutely. Yep, a little spring cleaning of the brain, always a good plan. This is this time of sinking into self, this time of reflection as we're getting ready for solstice, and this time of allowing these things to come out. And so what I want to say about these things that feel like that place where the left side of the brain goes, oh, I could never. Oh, no, yeah, I don't know how I could do that. And I have said that myself, even just this morning. So my running partner and I, we are more consistently doing about 3 miles, which is great, because that's a real bump up for me. And for those of you who follow me personally, so today is the 7-year anniversary of the Pulse Massacre here in Orlando, where 49 souls were gunned down at a nightclub last night. And part of my there's a lot of things that we do in the community to participate in honoring and remembering and standing up to gun violence and being part of the solution and not being part of the problem and not ignoring the problem. So every year I will run, or the last 2 years, I have run the Pulse 4.9K race in honor of the 49 who were lost to us. And last year I had done it. It was part of I had just started running. I had post-knee surgery, and it was part of my recovery. And this year I ran it with intention. And so I did improve on my time. But what was fun was this morning, because my running partner and I, we were continuing to work. And this morning I did 3 miles faster than I had done during the race. And now I know there was a whole lot of bobbing and weaving in and out of all the people that were in the race to try and keep going forward with the crowds and stuff, but it was very encouraging. And so then his comment to me was, okay, so well, when you start preparing for your marathon, and my first thought was like, I am not doing a marathon. You have lost your damn mind. I am not doing a marathon. And that's probably true, that I'm not really ever seeing myself do a marathon. But we say those things, right? We don't even allow for the possibility that there could be that growth, that could be that expansion, that I could do a marathon. I don't wanna. Let me just, it's not a thing that's on my bucket list. However, we have those things where we instinctively and right away we're like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You've lost your dang mind. So where is that place with you that brings that evokes that reaction? I'm not doing that. Like, that's something to look at. Okay. And even as I say, yes, I understand I should be, there's that thing. It's like, well, are you going to look at a marathon? No, I'm not. Because I know that my physical health and my knee health is going to be more important. However, I will look at more 5Ks, which is the compromise that we reached, that there will be more 5Ks for me to do so I can continue to track my progress. And that's something that I can do. That's something I would be interested in doing, and something that little competitive nature in me makes me like, okay, let's grab onto that. So what is it that's in you that's something you want to do? Let me be clear, because the marathon was not my idea. That was someone else that was trying to put that idea on me. So what is the thing that's in you, that's not being put on you by somebody else, that is bubbling up from within you? Because marathon is not bubbling up from within me, but other things are, that I am working on, projects I'm working on to bring out, to bring forward, to be able to share with the world. What other things are bubbling up within you that you are wanting to share with the world? So these are the things to be thinking about. And when you get that visceral reaction, like, I'm doing that, that might be something to look at and to see where that, and clear, again, to be clear, something that is coming from you where you have that reaction, that's something to say, okay, wait a minute, where's that reaction come from? Where's that come from? So my husband and I have bought a sleeping bag for 2 and a tent, nice big tent. I'm not a person who camps. I don't have a lot of experience with camping. And the reason I don't have a lot of experience with camping is because I had the most horrific camping experience in 3rd grade. And that experience has governed my view of camping. Now I'm 53 years old. So it's time for me to say, well, I'm not camping. To say, okay, well, where is that coming from? What is that? Why is that a feeling? Why is that such a visceral reaction? And to be able to dissect that and say, okay, well, this is a rule that's been made in my life by a 3rd grader. Am I going to let a 3rd grader? Like, I wasn't even a cool 3rd grader. Am I going to let a 3rd grader make decisions about my adult life? And the answer is no. Now, do I like camping? I don't know. I'll let you know. Well, stay tuned. But I'm willing to try. I'm willing to take that part that goes, oh, I'll do that, and push that aside and say, well, where does that come from? What am I afraid of? And I'm willing to try it. So stay tuned. There's not a camping trip planned, but it's out there. But we take that place that is that visceral reaction that's been programmed into our minds, and we say, well, where does that come from? Because are we letting a 3rd grader run our lives and tell us what we can and can't do, or what we are capable of, or putting those limitations on our lives? I don't want to have my life lived by a 3rd grader. I want to have my life lived by me, my higher self, my connection with spirit, my angels and guides, who are always all working on my behalf, on all of our behalf. So ask yourself in this time, of coming down from the full moon into the waning. What is it? What is it? Because we are just a week from solstice, and it is important that we have an idea of what is it that we are here to do and bring forward and cultivate and curate and create in this 23 year before we get to solstice, because solstice is that time of cocooning, a time of rest, rejuvenation, so that we can go inside and start laying the groundwork, and we can start typing away or knitting or baking or whatever it is that you want to do. And again, it is not about creating something big. I mean, you could bake cookies for all I care. It is whatever it is that's speaking to you, okay? But be prepared and be part of the process. And this, I think, is I feel the big thing they're trying to communicate today is be part of the process. Be part of the process so that you are connecting with spirit, you're connecting with the planets. The planets are trying to push us in a direction to encourage us to do stuff. The angels, the guides are with us trying to do the same thing. Be part of the process. Because our alternative is to just be like la 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 la. And you know, you've heard me talk enough times about what happens when we resist a Mercury retrograde, or, you know, because retrograde is about bringing things up. It's about pushing things forward. And we can just be like, we just hang on and ride the wave. It's never fun, it's never productive, and it's certainly not the easy way. Whereas if we were actually out there in the waves, in the ocean, you know, if you're out there in the ocean and you're jumping the waves, like you're standing on the beach and on the shore and you're jumping the waves, and maybe you're in like thigh-high, knee-high water, if you jump this much, the energy of the wave will go right underneath of you, because the energy of the wave is at the bottom, not the top. And it's a magical thing. If you jump this much, the energy of the wave goes under you, and the water that was this big wall of water coming at you will break and go right past you. It's incredible. So be part of it. Get involved. That means we have to do a little introspection. We have to do a little soul searching. What is it that I want to create? What am I doing as we come into this time of solstice? So in that, there will be new moon, right? With that. So we want to get it together in this time of the waning so that we are ready for solstice and new moon. We're ready. We're ready. Okay. All right. We leave it there. Oh, okay. I do feel very called to pull an animal card today, so we're going to start with that. And then we'll do a couple collective cards. Hello, 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 all the people. Hello, hello, Brenda. Hello. And then everybody, just think happy birthday thoughts to Ethel today. We're wishing Ethel a happy birthday. And all right. So I'm not sure why, but I was definitely feeling pulled about an animal card today. Penguin. The period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. Now, isn't that interesting? The period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. Isn't that interesting? Because they're not talking about solstice. They're not talking about the sunlight. They're talking about that darkness in our heart, or that cloud that might be in our head, where we've been sort of stuck because we haven't been ready to move forward. And so all these heavy planets that are, you know, parked right now, that have shifted into their new signs, that are parked, all these heavy planets are like, okay, we're here, we're ready. We have parked the car, we are ready to go, we are ready to move. And so this period of darkness that they're talking about isn't about the sun. It's about the darkness that we've had in our head, the thing that's been holding us back. So isn't that nice? The period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing, which means that some mental clarity and some clarity of purpose and clarity of direction is headed our way. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like that. Like that. Raise your hand if you could use some clarity of direction. Anybody? 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 All right, we're going to talk with James Van Prague today, messages from the guides, because I think we need to keep it clear and concise today. Clear and concise. All right. Jamie has put little, are those headphones? I don't know what that is. I don't know what someone mentioned penguin to you yesterday. Hey, there's nice confirmation. I don't know what those little emojis are. Are those clapping hands? These clapping hands? I don't know what those are. All right, so we're going to do some collective cards. and then we'll do some individual cards. All right. So Miss Lynn, hold on. Hands up in praise. Ah, okay, so I'm not familiar with that. I couldn't figure there were headphones, earmuffs, clappy thing. No. Sometimes I get lots of, okay, like, yes, okay, this I understand. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Yes, oh, Brenda says yes too. Yay, hello, yes. All right, so a couple of collective card readings. It says, your beliefs are right for you. How's that for confirmation? This means that the thing you've been thinking about, the thing that when I say that part of your brain, that left part of your brain, it goes, I can do that. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. Your beliefs are right for you. What you're thinking about, even though that bitch on the left, pardon me, is saying, I can do that, your cards and your right-hand side is saying, yes, you can. This is what you're thinking about is exactly the right thing to be thinking about. The thing you want to create and cultivate and bring out into the world is exactly the right thing. You are absolutely in the right thing. Do not let that left brain, the ego, that part that says, don't let the third grader make the decisions. Don't let the third grader, that's what we're going to call this now. Don't let the third grader make the decisions. My third grader decided I don't like mangoes, tomatoes, avocados, or camping. I love tomatoes and avocados. I don't like mangoes. So the third grader was right about one thing. So, all right, so we're just going to call that the third grader. All right, next card is like attracts like. That means that while you are doing the thing you're supposed to be doing and you're on the right track and you're moving forward, that you're going to bring to yourself the things and the experiences and the people who can help you and who are going to help move you forward. Which means when you're in your path and you are moving in the direction you're supposed to be moving, in the direction of your heart that you are trying to birth forward and create and cultivate into this world, you are putting out an energy that is going to attract others who can help you continue to go forward in that path. How freaking cool is that? And if you want more proof of that, then definitely scroll back to the talk that I gave for on Elias's page, where we talked about unspooling your DNA. Because you want to talk about creating powerful manifestation and like attracting like, you do that by staying in that place of love and gratitude and unspooling your DNA and being a magnet for the manifestation forces of the universe. So we have so much more power than we think we do. All right, so this one, here comes responsibility. Lead by example. Okay, so what you're thinking about is exactly the right thing, because you're going to attract other people who are going to be able to help you and bring you forward and help you go forward. And at the same time, now you have a responsibility to pay it forward. Now you have this responsibility to show others how to do it. Okay, because we are a community that helps lift each other. What does they say? A rising tide lifts all boats, right? So we are the community that brings each other up. We are all evolving. We are all moving forward. We are all going, lifting up together. Because when you have an amazing idea and you create that and cultivate and you bring it out and you share it, then you are blessing other people and you give them the courage and the encouragement and the belief that they could do it too. So, oh look, Rosa Tiro, a spammer. If you're a spammer, we're going to ban you. Banned. See you, bye. You're banned. Okay, so Mary Kay always talked about the Go Give spirit. Mary Kay would talk about if you had a great idea and I had a great idea and we kept those to ourselves, then we only ever had one great idea. But if we shared them with each other, then we all had two great ideas or more great ideas. And that is the same. I love this about her because this was really the idea of behind living a spirit-led life. That when because we are all connected through the cosmos, through spirit, through the hive mind of source, when we are evolving and growing and expanding, when we share that with others, we give them the courage to take our idea and run with it, to expand on it, to expand on themselves. We empower others to come with us on the journey. So not only are we attracting like, are we attracting others who can help us, now we're turning around and expanding and we're bringing others with us along the way. It's magnificent, magnificent. Okay, are we ready? If you are wanting a card for yourself, now is the time. Now is the time. Tell me cards, please. I would like a card because, as you know, I will not go into your energy without permission. which is one of the reasons I'm so staunchly against all these spammers that come on that say, DM me or message me for your free reading, because I feel like they are coming into, especially the ones who say, oh, beloved, I'm attracted to you because of this and that, because they are energetically trespassing. They are coming into your energy without your permission. And I know that you all have heard me say this 1,000 times. You protect your own energy. You do not let somebody in without your permission, so that you keep yourself safe and protected from, especially from spammers. And somebody who sends you a message that says, darling, love, beloved, send me a message, send me a friend request, please just know. Just know. So having said that, if you're a spammer that's here watching, just know, because we're going to ban you. It's like a zero tolerance policy. Okay, so we've got Melissa, we've got Jamie, we've got Brenda. All right. And Ellie. All right. I see you there. Ellie and Ellen. All right, so we're going to start with Melissa and Jamie. Okay, Melissa. Let go of ego, Melissa. Now, I want to be clear. This is not, Melissa, this is not about you thinking you are all of that in a bag of chips, okay? This is about the third grader, okay? Let go of the third grader, okay? Let go of the part, because the left brain is the ego part. The left brain is the part that wants to be in control of everything, right? And so it isn't all about me and I'm so awesome. When we talk about ego, that isn't always what we're talking about. A lot of times, especially with spirit and things like manifesting and metaphysical and things like that, when we talk about ego, we're talking about the third grader, okay? We're talking about that piece in your brain that is going, you can't do that. Like, that's the ego that wants to be in control of you. When your brain starts growing and your mind starts manifesting and you start expanding, that third grader on the other side goes, whoa, 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 that's scary. Come on back, come on back, come on back. It's like the crabs trying to, like, if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, then, one starts to climb out, the other ones will pull them back in. That's the third grader. So, Melissa, you got to give that third grader a snack, throw him down in front of a Disney movie, and move forward without her. Left side is where fear resides. Well, I mean, I think fear resides for different people in different places. It could be in your, belly, in your solar plexus. It could be in your heart. Some people keep that in their shoulders. We have that would be a thing of body scan and feeling where is that. I know that for me, the thing about camping was fear-based because I had this terrible experience, and that it was definitely fear of being, attacked by bears and being stuck in the woods with no food and all of that kind of thing. And for me, it was like right back here, that when I did a body scan and I felt into it, it was like right back here, because it was this feeling of being out of control and feeling like, because as a third grader, you don't drive, you don't know where you are, there was like not being able to, like, I saw the story in the news of these 4 kids that survived in the jungle for a month. That is incredible. That would not have been me as a third grader. So maybe take some time, Melissa, to get a little quiet and do a body scan and see where the fear resides. And maybe then once you can identify that, you can ask it, where's it coming from? Like, what is it that you are afraid of? So this may be the card for you about letting go of ego, is about connecting with that fear so that it can be addressed, so that your third grader is not ruling your life. Jamie says, ironically, the biggest fear when camping is other humans. Yeah, girl, I feel that. Although everybody that we've met, because when we go to the place where we will probably camp first, is where we put our boats in the water, our kayaks in the water. Everyone we've met, although they are all really very different from from who we are and the kind of life that we live, and like our upbringing and probably beliefs, everybody we've met has been so nice. And that gives my heart so much hope, because the thing is, when we meet people who are very different from us, we come with this expectation of like, oh, they must be like this or like that. And then when we just come with an open heart that says, oh, you like to kayak and I like to kayak and we're all here and isn't that really wonderful? We can meet each other with an open heart, and we can create connection, where if we come with, red and blue and this and that, then we miss those opportunities to meet people who are really wonderful. So we have been affirmed that this place would be a good place for us to camp, because all the people we've met have been really great. So hopefully when you go camping, Jamie, you will meet nice people. And Melissa, you are very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. All right, so we're going to do Jamie and Ellen. And then we're going to hop over to Instagram. All right, so Jamie. I see you, Bonnie. Jamie and Ellen. Jamie, 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 Jamie. Jamie, feel joy in all you do. Look at all that gorgeous orange and yellow and color on this card. So the orange is that sacral chakra. That is about sex and attraction and being stimulated and riled up and passion and about pleasure and allowing yourself to really enjoy and not judge yourself for enjoying, not feeling like, oh, I ought to be doing laundry. It'll still be there, and the laundry will still be there. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. So, Jamie, this is a reminder for you to find the joy in all the things that you do, even if it is meeting other humans or doing laundry. So, all right. So we are going to, where was I? Ellen Jane. Okay, so we're going to do Ellen Jane. And then we're going to jump over to Instagram. And we'll come back. All right. Ellen Jane. Ellen Jane. And remember, if it's your turn and you have a question, just like hold that question in your head. So when I'm pulling the card, Ellen Jane, who said about health? Oh, you're breaking the cycle of my work is worth. Oh, perfect card, Jamie. Perfect. Okay, so Ellen, were you the one who said about health? Yes, you did. So Ellen, make each day count. And look, I love this card for you because this is all green. And green is about health and the heart chakra, and about green is the healer's color. So I am feeling like this is very much a confirmation that your health is on the up. Ellen, because this is a beautiful confirmation for you that, live your life to the fullest because you can. Enjoy every day, make every day count, but live with that, knowledge of love and health that is supporting you. Make each day count, because this is the color of the heart chakra, color of healers, the color of love. I know we always think red is the color of love, but it's actually green. When we are in the chakras and talking about health, the health energy color is green. So, how you like them apples? Or limes, I guess. Green. All right. So, we're going to come over to Instagram, and then we're going to come back and do Bonnie and Michelle. So, we have Ellie. I'm so happy to see you, my friend. Ellie. A card for Ellie, and then a card for Brenda. Oh, Ellie. You are never alone, my friend. Look at all that gorgeous orange and yellow energy. And if anybody embodies all of that sacral pleasure, joy, energy, if you are not following Ellie Wellness on Instagram, you are missing out, because she creates the most gorgeous and beautiful and peaceful water scenes and videos and just the most incredible peaceful yoga things, and she posts the most amazing things. So if you're on Instagram, you definitely want to follow Ellie Wellness, because she's incredible. So Ellie, you are never alone, and now you're going to be even less alone. But you have such good people around you, my friend. You are so warm and welcoming that you surround yourself. And so we had that card before about like attracts like, and you are the embodiment of that, because you have such welcoming energy around you that you are bringing people to you who need your help and who need your guidance and who are wanting to learn from you and heal from you. So you are 100% on the right track, my friend. You are 100% on the right track. All right, so JB says, my papa used to say, how do you like them apples? You are very welcome, my friend. I'm so glad you said that, Jamie, because I never say that, how you like them apples. They just came out of my mouth. So I know that they know that when we're working together, they have full permission to use me how they want. So that's awesome. Enjoy that. Brenda, who I'm so delighted to see because I haven't seen you in a while. Brenda, lead by example, my friend. Lead by example. And again, all of this orange and yellow This is following your passion, leading with your heart, which I know that you do, and bringing others with you. Bringing others with you. Show others what you've learned, and be proud of how far you've come. Be proud of what you've learned and how you can be a leader to others and how you can help other people to pull themselves up and to go in a new direction. Brenda, you are... oh, look, Debbie Mark, you are a spammer and you are banned. Goodbye. Spammers are banned. Sorry, Brenda. It's just a reminder that you're going in the right direction, and don't forget to take people with you. That you have so much to share, so much wisdom and experience for you to be able to bring others along with you. You have achieved many things, and it's important for you to look behind every once in a while and say, oh, come on along, come on along. So just know that people are paying attention. So you are very loved and very respected, my friend. So, all right, we are, and I send a kiss to you because I haven't seen you in so long, and I'm so happy to see you. Good. Brenda says, I am for sure doing that, which is awesome. We love that, and there's lots of exclamation points. All right, so we're going to come back over to Facebook, and we're going to go to Bonnie, I think is where we left off. Yes, Bonnie. And so I did delete the comment from the spammer that just came in, but I don't know if anybody saw it. It was, exactly what we've been talking about of my love. I'm so drawn to you, to give you a card and to give you a reading and all of those things. And that is, of course, exactly what we're talking about of people coming into your energy without your permission. So we always want to have that, are you welcome here? You are not welcome here. That you give people permission. People may come up to your energy, but it's up to you whether you're going to open that door or not, right? And so that's about having those energetic boundaries. And so it's up to you if you're going to let them, through. But when somebody comes into that energy like that, that's why I ask you, I'm like, if you want a card, please ask me for one so I have your permission to come into your energy. You have opened a door to me, and then we are working together. So such scamming behavior. No spammers are tolerated here. So Bonnie, this is the card I pulled for you. Again, a lot of love and green. And here we are talking about spammers. It says don't judge somebody else. But we are talking about having those boundaries. And so Bonnie, I had pulled this card even while I was talking about it, and I hadn't put it up yet. And so I have to ask that there may be something about boundaries for you that's regarding to this. Because it's talking, it says never judge another, but we were just talking about the spammers and the scammers and keeping those boundaries. So we don't have to judge a book by its cover. I'm listening. We don't have to judge a book by its cover. We're sometimes very quick to do that, but we can always set our boundaries for us. So when I set my boundaries are set because that's what's best for me, and not because you're bad or spammers are bad or that person's bad. My boundaries are set for me. And so this may be a shift in how we think about things, but Bonnie, if there's something that you are holding a negative feeling about somebody around you, this may be the time for you to release that what they do and how they live their life is not on you. Your part is how much will you allow yourself to be accessible or open or closed to that person. That protects you and creates a boundary that you've set and you control and that works for you without being at the mercy of somebody else to have to worry about judging. Because when I know that my boundaries are secure, they do what they want out there, right? They're not coming in here. So that may be just another way for you to think about being stronger in your boundaries, Bonnie, and making sure that you are keeping yourself with your feet grounded to the earth and knowing, what you will and will not allow into your space. So I feel like that's where that is coming from. So, all right, we have Michelle. Let me just scroll down. All right, Michelle Krantz. Live your bliss, my friend. Live your bliss. I love that. Look at all that gorgeous green and orange and yellow. So we have the heart chakra, we have the sacral chakra, we have the solar plexus chakra. This is exactly what we were talking about with the solstice coming, that it's important for us to figure out, this is the time of rest and rejuvenation. This is why we have summers off, right? The kids have summers off so that they can rest and rejuvenation. You ever notice how kids grow 6 inches over the summer? It's because they're resting and rejuvenating. This is the time for us to grow, right? This is the time for us to welcome this in, to live the bliss, Michelle. So what is it that's lighting you up? What is it that's feeding you, that's causing you to want to cultivate and create? That is the thing that's coming from your heart that's trying to, come out, right? We're not listening to the third grader, but we are allowing that bliss to come forward. So find the thing that's going to light you up, that's going to fill you with rest and rejuvenation and really help you to recuperate, because sometimes we need some recuperation from the year, right? Especially along the school year, where we can just reinvigorate ourselves. Okay, Bonnie, you are welcome. I hope that message made some sense for you, and I hope the message has made some sense for all of you. I always hope that they've got it on the right track. I trust that they do. And sometimes we get messages ahead of time that will make sense tomorrow. And then other times we're like, have those messages that come through like, oh my goodness, right? All right, we're going to do one more card for the collective. All right, I got a jumper one. That's the lead by example card. So we're going to leave that. And then this one is understand your body. So this is about listening to ourselves, right? We've got that green color, that health, that love color. But this understanding your body is again about setting those boundaries, but it is about listening. Everything we were talking about before, about listening. What is it that is wanting to come up? What is it that is wanting to come out of us without listening to the third grader? What is it that is wanting to be part of our world, our awareness, our creation, our existence, our energy? And we feel those things in the body. We can do a body scan. We can feel those things in the body. We can say, okay, this is what's going on with me. This is what I feel. Where's that coming from? It's really important when we are getting ready for that expansion time, getting in and doing a body scan and listening, checking in, touching base, feeling like, okay, who am I listening to? Where is this coming from? Is this coming from the third grader? Is this coming from a higher source? Tuning in, not just to the physical body, to the energetic body, the emotional body, the spiritual body. We are listening to the body. That's all of it. And it says understand your body, which means not just how do I feel? Does my knee hurt today? Understanding your energetic body, your emotional body. If something is making you feel upset, where is that coming from? Where is that? Your spiritual body. Are you trusting? Are you listening to them? Are you staying connected to them? It's all connected, right? We have the physical, the emotional, the energetic, the spiritual. It's all connected. So we are understanding the body, because when we can understand where all these things are coming from, we understand how to go forward. So, all right. So, see you on Thursday for meditation. I'm sorry, last week after all the pounding of the roof for 2.5 days, that was all I could do. So this week, we look forward to having meditation with you on Thursday. And then also Monday is a maybe, because I will be in Cleveland, but I've got my fingers crossed and I am planning on it. So I'm going to bring some card with me. The Thursday meditation is at 7:30. 7. And we usually are like 10-15 minutes. It's very short, Jamie. It's very much just to give you an opportunity to breathe, to release some collective whatever might need to be released, and just to kind of get centered back into yourself for a few minutes, and so that you can finish the week strong and refreshed and not have to like crawl across the Friday finish line, that you can stay connected and stay empowered. Okay, so we'll do that on Thursday, 7 o'clock, right back here, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. Have a great evening, and as always, please know how very much you are loved. Mwah.